slight negative is that Netherworld will be able to be killed by Bristle-type heroes. He's going to be able to be aggressive, like stand in a dangerous position, kill Netherworld. That gives him a little bit of an upper hand, but I don't know. Bristles looked kind of strong as a carry, especially comboed with Coddle. If you can get a lot of stacks going, you can accelerate your farm, and then your ability to right-click, stay alive, it all just provides a really interesting game state compared to most carries.
They're going to open up over here on Sashlo. Nightfall going forward, though, grabbing up that rune. And Sashlo is going to be forced to use a lot of that regen early. Are they going to be able to pincer on here? It's looking like they're going to be able to do it. Chu over here in the corner. This is going to be our first blood. They're going to let Nightfall just click away at him slowly but surely, and down goes Chu.
And crazily enough, Save didn't even have to skill an ability yet, so he still gets to be flexible in what he wants to go with. On the Shadow Shaman. That was a great collapse there, getting lots of harass on Mars and also getting a first blood is perfect.
Super value for sure. Now I'm interested, Perch, what do you think we're going to see for the build for the Bristleback? Because we've seen a couple different versions of it now, where sometimes he goes for the heart, sometimes he goes for the Eternal Shroud. What do you think we're going to see in this game?
Yeah, it definitely kind of depends on the game, it seems like. Obviously, you still want to buy your early survivable item depending on what you're dealing with. It's a little different against Timbersaw because Timber has so much pure damage, so you can't necessarily say like, oh, Vanguard or... Well, Vanguard's decent against pure damage, obviously, because raw HP and regen, but...
yeah, this is looking like a dead Mars. Kingslayer, just going to give him a couple pokes here. Nightfall would love to get this kill, but of course, you know, is wasting a little bit of time. So it looks like Kingslayer is going to be the one who gets to clean up on the God of War.
So probably Vanguard, maybe a Hood. Yeah, probably he's going to need a Hood against Pugna, certainly. And from there, he can be a little flexible. I don't know if it's the best Shroud game, but Heart certainly sounds really good against your OD, or sorry, your Timbersaw type heroes. Get himself a lot of HP, a lot of regen, and then he can be the guy that sieges.
Also, you know, you talk about the fact that Bristle is going to be the one who gets to run into, you know, these fights and deal with another ward. But I kind of like the idea of the fact that by placing those wards down, it makes it so there's another objective. So he kind of has to turn and pay attention to it and not actually hit heroes, right?
Yeah, that's true. But right-clicking on Bristle is like a situational thing. Most of the time, you're just worrying about your quill damage and applying goo on relevant heroes. And then eventually, when you finally have an opportunity to go in, then you're going to get like 4 hits on a support and they're going to die. So you don't spend that much time right-clicking. It's more just like playing the exact moment of the team fight and then going super aggressive when it's time.
DM, you know, doing Timbersaw things in the bottom lane, just taking a lot of damage from the Illuminate, but seems pretty content here. Doesn't have to worry. He's got his support coming right here back to lane. He TP'd out because he's a little afraid that Nefert was going to try to chase him down there with all of that lovely snot bristles, of course.
And that's basically a perfect lane for Timber, right? All the damage that Bristle's throwing out is physical, so not only does he get regen on Timbersaw, he's also heavily resisting the quill damage, plus he's got a magic stick, so good luck for Bristle getting kills. And there's maybe a chance DM picks him up in the opposite, too. Bristle's got to be careful, but at least he's got that call Bristle lane. Can't be bad.
Yeah, it's definitely the dream here. Top lane, they're trying to make some plays over here again on Mars. But not going to be able to finish up. GPK throwing out the taunt. I do like that little dance there, but he's got his bottle, and he's going to be able to just recharge right back up again.
Going pretty good for Pugna so far. 16-8 versus 8-6 of the OD. Decrep, you know, it's like the better version of Astral in a lot of ways. You're preventing him from attacking at all or harassing you, and if you can combo with a blast, you're doing a lot of damage to your opponent. So right-clicking OD a lot is definitely, and doing just damage to him for Pugna is the way to play the matchup. I've actually played this one recently for Pugna. You just blast him on, once you hit 6, he's got to play around your ultimate with his banish. It gets a lot harder for OD.
Melojo's playing very aggressively here, though.
Because if he doesn't offset the harass, he's going to get zoned out of lane. So Pugna a little low in regen, though. The 4-minute rune's going to be big. Big fight, though.
Yeah, Sashlo was getting a bit low there. Had a nice spear that was forcing Nightfall away, and it looks like we are going to see the rotation going for those bounty runes now. Bit of a race down to the bottom end, and you do have one of the supports rotating in the top, so Chu, not going to be lucky, but Meloju grabs himself up a regen, which I'm sure GPK would have loved to have had, especially because he's got that empty bottle.
Yeah, I guess GPK would have contested the bot rune, but there's no way he gets it against Banish. The OD would banish him, so a little unlucky.
And they turn this around. It's a lot of damage. It looks like Save is going to be able to walk away from this, though. Couple of quills over here onto DM. He's got about 3-4 stacks plus the goo. Is forced to just timber chain away, but they do manage to walk away alive.
little scary, but not too bad. So lane's resuming in the mid lane, pretty normal. Just last hits both sides. Mars in trouble though.
He's done this so many times. It's actually ridiculous. But this time around, Nightfall is going to be able to jump right back in. Again, he's pretty fast, so this time they'll finally be able to get the kill. I can't tell you how many times I saw the CM open up with the Nova. They drop the Blood Right, drop the Frostbite on top of that, and then just a spear would come and knock back over on the Bloodseeker, so he's not able to get anything. So that time, though, they timed it right.
It was pretty cool. It's the Basie pickup for the CM that's giving them this, basically. It's Basie and it's Arcane Aura, so CM actually has way more mana than normal, and this also goes towards Bloodseeker, so it just makes it really easy for them to do this combo, and basically they're just out-harassing with spells. Not necessarily right clicks as well. It's making the Bloodseeker look a lot more effective, actually. And then they can just win this like spell trade war.
I mean, Coddle can give mana, but Crystal Maiden can also give quite a bit of it globally. If only she had that cooldown, right?
She facilitates Bloodseeker's disable the lane, which is really important. Bloodseeker's a strong laner, but he can't reliably land Blood Right on most heroes. So if you apply both the CM's abilities, yeah, easy to get these kills. CM in trouble though.
Yeah, looks like forced to use the Frostbite, but again, this Blood Right dropping down over on the ground will force back the two of its Extremum.
Finishes, lots of mangoes left. Ooh, Bloodseeker gonna get aggressive here on the Rubik because everybody's low.
Oh, that was lucky for Mellow Jewel. He gets the invis room. Chu, though, is getting chased down. It's a good spear coming out from Soshlo. We'll slow him down, but Oh, very nicely done. Kingslayer rotated at that time, and they managed to get the kill on Mellow Jewel despite the fact he had that invis rune.
Yes, I guess his HP was too low, so they had vision of him. I assume. It's possibly guessed, but probably vision from Thirst. And because he had vision and his opponent didn't, it was pretty easy for him to get close enough to get that Nova kill. So really nice movements. They're really leveraging the Bloodseeker Thirst really well here with all this constant fighting.
Looked very good indeed. I thought that he was going to be free there, but of course Kingslayer was already chasing. What's going on in this middle lane though? Again, Mellow Jewel, he's just getting life here. The creep's actually blocking him, and GPK gets himself yet another kill here. Oh boy, this guy is popping off. G on the bottom lane though does manage, or rather, to the side gets a kill on save. And DM again forced back a little bit here by Nefrit. Just has too many stacks of things on him right at this time.
Yeah, so doing pretty well. I mean, if he keeps Timber away from the creep wave and doesn't let him pick up reactive armor stacks, that's where things get scary. Because he's got to have the reactive armor for him to be survivable. Once he picks up 7, it'll be even easier. Mid tower getting very low on the Radiant side, 300 HP. The Dire Tower completely untouched, just showing Pugna's advantage here. So this is basically where things look rough for OD. If he gets forced out of lane and his mid-tier 1 tower dies, he just doesn't get his Meteor Hammer. It's not going to come, and he's not going to find a safe place to get it. He'll get it eventually, of course, but like, look at the timing difference. Arcane boots on Pugna, OD's got no boots, still like, I don't know, 1,000 gold away from finishing his hammer, 800 gold away. That's a tough circumstance, and now really easy for them to gank him too.
I think we saw... Oh, hold that thought. Top lane, the arena gets used by Soshlo. He misses the spears completely here. So he just stands in the middle of the arena, takes a look at Mars, waves at him, and says, all right, I'm done with the show now. I would like to leave. And he just walks away. Bottom lane, though. DM getting very aggressive here against G. Has enough damage with Kingslayer making his rotation to the bottom.
Yeah, that's huge.
Tips are getting dropped.
Only 8 minutes in. Pugna could rotate bottom if he really wants to go help pressure the tower, and that looks like what he's going to do now. Like BSJ pointed out in the last Weatherman here. You don't have to wait.
Sounds like an action hero show.
So he had already, when he missed this spear here, he'd already used his God's Rebuke earlier. Then he dropped his ulti. So normally he would have been able to land that easily with the slow, but unfortunately because he saw that opportunity a little bit later, he just harder to hit, and he whiffed it, so it doesn't work out. Pugna pressuring the bot tier 1. They're once again using Timbersaw to defend the enemy off lane to make sure that EXTREMUM can't offset this. The only way they can is by killing Timber. They have not very good heroes for killing Timber right now. OD doesn't yet have Meteor Hammer, so his damage is not going to help. Bristleback does not contribute very much to killing Timber, and then what's left? Coddle, Rubik, Mars damage. Good luck, especially with a cloak coming out on Timbersaw right now. There's like no way he dies here. And Virtus.pro is just going to play the whole map again. 4K net worth advantage at this phase.
Okay, first of all, before I forget, I want to see a clip that is just the last Weatherman. I want it to be like an action hero thing. Please make that happen, Purge. Thank you. And then moving forward, it definitely always feels like Virtus.pro, they play their own game at their own tempo. It never feels like they seem concerned about anything. They seem unflappable almost.
I feel like a lot of that's draft so far. I mean, they got this nice matchup with the Timbersaw. They got the nice matchup mid with the Pugna versus the OD. And these kinds of, I feel like it was kind of similar story last game too. They had the hero matchups they wanted. And that's going to make it really hard for their opponents to match it. Bristleback Treads. Yeah, Treads. You got a Possess Mask. Going to swap that out instead of the Chip Vest. But he's got Hood as well. So pretty survivable on Bristle. But if we take a look at his net worth, it's not even higher than any of the cores on VP. No Meteor Hammer here. Oh.
And look at that.
No
There's so many heroes in that vicinity, and they just take a look at Timber, and they're just like, yeah, no. Let's just leave.
God.
That feels bad.
OD has less net worth than Mars.
That feels even worse.
Listen, you don't have to be a good analyst to say that. It's looking rough for OD here. He does have his hammer now.
All right, all right.
But we're 10 minutes in. His tower's been dead for 3 minutes. Enemy tier 1 tower still unpressured. Shadow Shaman's been defending it by himself to catch up. Game is like completely in VP's hands.
He's fighting against the Pugna. I mean, that's normal. They might be able to go, yeah, they should be able to get this kill over here. Just channeling up the Meteor Hammer, GPK joining in, stun lands over here, but they turn it right back around. They're forced to drop the hammer. Sanity's Eclipse comes out, they get the kill on safe, but now look at this rotation. Look at the aggression coming out here as they just use the Frostbite. They'll have to banish GPK because they can't allow him to just continue to run. And there it is, Sashla making his way over GPK. He's just life stealing so much, but at the end of the day, not going to be enough because Chu managing to steal that life drain will be able to help assist and take down the Pugna. Be a little battery now, give Mellow Jewel back some of that nice HP.
And Tranquils, and yeah, 30 potion will get him back up. It's a great ability to steal, actually. And he's already got Spell Amp from Arcane Supremacy, so is doing some big damage when he gets the life drains off. But great rotation. This is one downside of being so far ahead is that you get aggressive and you cross a little bit too far over the map, and eventually they're just going to punish you. Pugna is still a little vulnerable to pressure.
Ooh. They don't have a Frostbite, I don't believe. Oh, but at the last second, the Lightning proc coming in hot.
The Blood Rage. He doesn't even have Rupture skilled yet. 4 points in Blood Rage, so 30% Spell Amp from these Maelstrom hits, and a little bit of an attack from his allies. So yeah, this is how you farm fast. Blood Rage maxed out every point, and it gives you 30 more attack speed. And the fact that he's got Maelstrom this quickly just means that he's going to farm way faster than his opponents. The stacks Bristle had, if there were that many, just didn't do enough.
I'm actually not sure how many stacks they had. Okay, there we go. Oh, Rubik making sure he's stacking those camps. Very nice, Chu. Excellent. It's what I like to see from my supports. But
Tier 1 tower is still very alive. Timber again just parks his butt here and makes himself the unkillable wall to keep this tower alive and therefore limit the map control of Extremum. So this means that all they can do is their moves are basically like push out mid to get a little chip damage, try to dive top for a fight, or invade your own jungle to try to take an engagement here. So, but look at the vision. It's real good for VP. So we'll see when the smoke breaks. It'll change a lot.
Feels like they know, right? They feel like something's off. They are grouped pretty close. GPK is going to get revealed here. Mellow Jewel, they'll turn their attention. They realize the support will be much easier. The Hex will come out. They'll turn back around. Can they get this kill on the OD? They'll be able to find the kill on save. OD buying a little bit more time. DM throwing out the Chakram, trying to get enough damage. That's not enough to keep him alive, though. It was a nice try by Chu. As now DM throwing his weight around. Look at Kingslayer. This is a brave Crystal Maiden, and this Rubik is not looking too great. He turns right back around again. They get the Rupture off, though. Can they finish off Chu? Yes, they can, and now they're chasing after Nefrit. This is a Bristleback. They're trying to do everything they can. The Spear comes back out, but I think he's going to be allowed to live for now.
He'll be okay. They're going to draw him to the top lane on Bristle. This is a decent move, at least. So a lot of their opponents were bottom. Not too many of them use TPs here, but at least they'll get some pressure in. But we're really seeing the advantage of the Pugna here. Like, as long as he doesn't get caught there, and he's fast as hell, he's only made of bones, so you know he gets accelerate faster. That's how it works.
Are they hollow avian bones too for just that?
Man, hopefully not. He's kind of a squishy hero, but
yeah, that might be why. Yeah. Hollow bones.
They win the fight. Oh, he got a movement speed talent as well. He's all about. He doesn't care about his HP. He's like, just don't banish me and I live. So now the tower gets pressured too. They got the damage. They got the tank. It should die.
I don't think anyone can really approach this either. They drop the Serpent Wards. It's just too much push and too much frontlining coming out from DM, as he was a big chonky boy here.
Yeah. If Extremum has like Blink Dagger on Mars or something, when they do that smoke, it's completely different, right? You can Blink, get on top of the Pugna, and kill him at the start of the fight. He's not going to make OD feel like a useless hero with Decreps. He doesn't even have Nether Ward yet, by the way. So it's just going to get worse here for the OD and Extremum.
It's just so much fun to see the way that these supports rotate with GPK. There's definitely a lot of trust there, and definitely a lot of practice that you can see in the way that they approach these things. Like when a Crystal Maiden is just running at you because they know that their core is going to back them up, even if they die, right? They know that they're getting a value kill. Like you got to be a little bit worried. That's like a crazy-eyed Crystal Maiden running in there with blood in her eyes.
Yeah, and if she just stays alive, she maxed out Arcane Aura, just making sure that their team gets to play on the map constantly. Really effective this game between Bloodseeker and Timber and Mugna. All these guys love mana and it accelerates them a lot. So
come on, Sashlo. It's totally safe. Only it's not. It's a trap as he gets immediately blown up. They'll be able to go grab a bounty rune and start chasing after Nefrit. Now, granted, they don't have anything to hold him into place right now, so I believe Nefrit should be absolutely fine, but that was some big muscle coming through here.
it was. Bristle still kind of wants to get a Radiance here, but took a small step back into Sange, which is a very good item on carry Bristle, just because the status resistance to raw HP, the extra regen. But he's only 1,600 gold towards his Relic, and yeah, Radiance will be nice, but the timing that it's going to hit is going to be much slower than what VP's dealing with. So
and we've got BKBs coming out too, as well. So like a lot of the magical, yeah, we've got it over on Nightfall. Nightfall's just going to be running in and out of these fights. This OD is even more terrified, I think.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good solutions for OD. Again, as the hero to be effective, you have to banish and get Meteor Hammer kills, and then use that threat basically to make your opponents a little scared on the map. But I don't think they're scared yet this game.
Look at Save. Just runs on in. Two's trying to get through here. I think he's still dead though. Get one more hit off. He's forced to use the Fairy Fire. Decrepify coming out from GPK, throwing out. Oh. No, he's not going to be able to finally get the hit on him. They're going to fight around the wards though. GPK trying to run away here, does manage to get the Decrepify off. Save turns back around. He's going to hold the OD into place as he waits for DM to join into the fight here. He's going to get banished for half a second. Save diving into the trees though, as there's a whole other fight. GPK does get taken down, but they need to get over there. They need to help Mellow Jewel, and they're not going to be able to as Nightfall jumping back into the fight here. We'll be able to find the kill on Sashla. Kingslayer is just going to teleport out. They call in the Rubik. I don't think he wants to be here there, Coddle. I think this is pretty scary, but Nefrit, you know, he's throwing out all those quills. He's getting a decent chunk of damage. Nightfall sitting very, very low. Crystal Maiden's going to let it go. They hold him over into the corner. This is not looking great now for Nefrit, as there's just so much damage, but he does have a lot of quill stacks up and running. It's not going to be enough, as he does finally go down to DM.
It looked so good against the Bloodseeker for a moment there. That lift up, that great whirling death in a bunch of trees for the from the Rubik got him low, but they just didn't have enough follow-up. So they lose the fight again. But they pull OD in instantly. He's looking for a banish. Can they get this one kill? No.
Nope, they can't. And Kingslayer, he turns right back around, throws out the Frostbite, and I talked about this. This is just, I don't want to say a nightmare, but the fact that you have this Crystal Maiden who just feels that confident, that's not something you usually see. Or when you see it in your pubs, it's usually feeding very badly.
Yes, but he knows his limits. He's 4-0-7 on the CM, by the way. Hey, but on the bright side, Extremum did pass their goal, right? They're above 4 kills.
Right.
Got 5 kills.
Ooh, there we go.
Maybe,
you know,
maybe
every day
like
a little
7.
bit better than the next.
It should be. I do kind of like this mech pickup that Keeper of the Light picked up. It was the reason that Rubik initially survived. I think it's been pretty effective. It could have been a Glimmer, of course, but considering that Glimmer can be a little iffy at times, and just burst heal on everybody is pretty good, and mech isn't that expensive, it's kind of a cool thing to buy right away. 4 armor to the hero as well, so as long as there isn't like an insanely good solo kill hero on the VP side, you know, it can be pretty effective.
I don't know. I think Save is starting to become one of those heroes that's just trying to go for the solo, because you saw the way he dropped those Serpent Wards and was just manning up down there.
He's ready to go all right. He's been spending a lot of time hitting creeps and getting himself net worth.
Oh, they left the Imp Claw behind.
That could change the whole game.
Hey, it's a free item is a free item, Purge, all right?
That's true.
You never know when it's going to help turn the tides.
It's okay. I don't think it's really good on any heroes except for Bloodseeker.
Oh no,
Maybe
Mellow Jewel. It's like they're not going to find him. They'll turn their attention to Chu instead. Hex comes out, Frostbite into Blood Right, and Shackles into Life Drain, and Nightfall gets the final hit.
More map control. See if they pick up the fast gem like they did last game. Not quite yet doing that, because they feel a little unnecessary, but they've really contracted the map a lot here. Extremum is going to struggle to find places to farm just like this.
Forced to use the Astral. Looks like they'll respect the fact that Sashlo makes his own rotation here to protect Melojul. Otherwise, I think they definitely stick around for that.
Absolutely. It's still really good pressure, though. Forcing their opponents to think that they're ganking. Rupture top.
Yep, Nefrit. He's got a teleport, actually. Although you have to be careful, right? Because the Crystal Maiden does have a way to cancel out these TP. Sashlo, though, going over to the high ground here with, geez, it's just not doing anything. It's just keeping the... They actually want to just stand there. They're not too concerned about it. Kingslayer taking a bit of damage. Life Drain coming out over on the back end. Chu joining into the fight. DM over on the side, too, is trying to drain off some more, but not going to be able to do it as he just starts dancing around in circles. The fight is just all over the place here for EXTREMUM. DM finds the kill on Chu. Go, and they'll be able to grab up the bounty rune. Nefrit just trying to run away. DM sitting on the high ground here. Will Timber Chain down. Bloodright comes out. It's another banishment coming out from the OD as he's trying to buy some more time, but he's not going to be able to because they're already in position. Look at these shackles coming out from Save. He's just taking a bath in this chakram, and down goes the OD. GPK did fall up during all of this, but Nefrit is the only big boy here who's able to run around. Looks like they will force back Nightfall. DM taking a bit of damage here. Does have the Timber Chain, though, so these spears just aren't going to connect.
Good try.
Keeps on running away.
It just feels like Bristol's not that effective right now. He was able to kill the Pugna and run him down. That part was good at least, but...
All right, Timber Chaining through with that Rupture over here on the Mars. Save trying to jump in here. We'll get the shackles off over onto the Bristle. Hold him into place. Allow them to just walk away here. Save, although Nefrit seems like he really wants this kill. Needs to be careful, though, because look at the high ground. Look at what's coming from him. The Hex comes out. They've got the Glimmer Cape. They'll turn it right back around again, holding him in place with the Serpent Wards, with the Crystal Maiden ulti. They'll get the kill on him. They'll Timber Chain forward. They'll get the kill on Chu, and it doesn't feel like they're done yet. They really would like to grab G here. They just need some good Timber Chains coming in hot. Look at this. He says, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to get out of here alive. Tries to TP. Cannot do it. Too much damage. Triple kill here now for DM.
They're just maneuvering really well. I mean, the fight ultimately started. The Rupture was wasted on Bristleback, so EXTREMUM said, we need to go fight. Here's a small advantage. They won't have an ultimate, but the Mars initiation, when you invade it's kind of like last game slightly. When you invade this tri-camp area of your own jungle, you have to show like a really good show of force with your whole team. And it was a little bit disjointed and made that fight a little bit wacky. And he obviously also speared a Pugna illusion, which did not help their chances of the fight. But after that, it's basically just Virtus.pro running circles around EXTREMUM with some exceptions. So, hard game.
Some very wacky movements and whatnot in that last fight. Felt very split up the entire time. Looks like they're going to make the plays on Kingslayer, but the BKB's out from Nightfalls. He's just chasing down into Sashlo, plus the Chakram, doing way too much damage. He goes down. They do manage to finally take down Kingslayer. As now Nightfall, bigger fish to fry, finds himself Melojul over here, getting some of these nice procs. Timber Chain, though, coming forward with the Chakram, and they're just chasing after EXTREMUM, forcing them back. They'll turn their attention now right back around here on Melojul. This OD has not had a game at all, as down he goes again.
He had a small moment there that looked good. The BKB in and on Bloodseeker, he was going to get banished, but then this Manta's ready. He pops Manta. He even microed away an illusion, not his real hero, just to play it up. And at that point, OD just has to run. He doesn't know which one's going to be real. And he just gets run down. Bloodseeker's net worth continues. And he's got twice the net worth that OD has. This is like impossible to play from for an OD. OD's already looked like an iffy hero, but certainly when you get beaten in lane this hard and the map gets constricted this much, the hero looks completely garbage compared to a lot of other mids. So this game is a perfect example. You got to be really careful when you pick an OD early in your draft.
It just feels like Virtus.pro is taking over more and more of the real estate here. As they're branching out a bit more, you can see Save standing over on the high ground. Nightfall's just walking right on in, and look at the way they're rotating. Look at this movement. They're just... It looks like a... This is going to sound ridiculous, but it looks like a pod of killer whales just going after, like, seals or something, the way that they're sweeping and just forcing them into the small contained area. And look at this. They're running into the tree lines. I would not be surprised to see them teleport just out.
They might wait for a bit just to hang out. This could give them an opportunity to get a kill, right? Like, say if Save walks forward and hits a creep wave, they're going to assume, oh, they're not here. Oh, this is going to walk into him.
Save, do you know what's there? Walks into Nefrit, gets the Hex off, immediately gets lifted up by Chu, but he blinks. Save God. This kid's got moves.
Oh, Bristol wasn't watching, didn't close right away.
No. But he drops the Serpent Wards.
It's fine. Honestly, it's fine.
He drops the items, too.
Like, come back out of your hidey hole. Yeah, no damage dealt. And then after the lift, they lost vision, maybe, or they didn't nuke him fast enough, so he gets out with the Blink Dagger. So, small mistakes. They should have had that kill, but it's okay. It's not really okay, but it's okay.
You sound like a dad who's very disappointed in his son at soccer
There's
practice.
the lift. Needed to nuke him here for sure, but yeah, just a small hesitation. Maybe shoot and anticipate the blink.
Guess
Bummer.
not.
They're smoked out. They're invading their own jungle on EXTREMUM, though.
That look on his face like, oh well.
And to regain control, they've got bounty runes on the bot half of the map, so looking for a possible kill around bounties. Might find this courier, actually. No, they're not going to.
Rupture again on Sashlo. Mellow Jewel, though, puts him in the bubble. All right, allows him to get out. Just standing over on the side. Kingslayer says, oh, God, you dropped this. Don't worry, I'll help you. I'll pick it up. DM getting the final hit.
Bloodseeker reading that fight really good.
Very well. The Hex comes out. The slow. Followed up with the life drain. He's very tanky. It's actually pretty ridiculous to watch him right now. GPK joining in. He says, all right, well, maybe I can get the coddle. Maybe do a little more with that. Tips coming out from Save now.
Bloodseeker basically just anticipating his opponents are likely to make moves like that, and he just ruptured the first guy he spotted. That's why that made that counter move really good. But Bristle is getting pretty tanky. He gave up on the Radiance long ago. He went Hood, SNY. I love Quicksilver Amulet on Bristle. It's super good. You're just extremely, extremely fast. You attack quickly. And now he's going hard afterwards. He needs raw HP to survive against Pugna, against Bloodseeker, against Timber. It's a good solution.
But my question now becomes, like, does he have enough damage, like, coming out from the rest of the team? Because poor Mellow Jewel, oh, hold that thought, because DM is just yo-yoing of death over here. Immediately throwing out, get the whip out, as he goes through.
He generally does, yes, have enough damage. His levels are a little bit low, but the nice thing about Bristle is that not only do you do a lot of AoE damage, but you do insane single target damage when you get the chance to cast a lot of spells. Obviously, hitting level 25 makes that even bigger. You get that Warpath damage per stack, and then you have like 2 Divine Rapiers of damage or something insane. But for now, it's definitely a little up in the air. But he's got Treads, he's got the Amulet. Heart is going to give him a little bit more damage. Yeah, it could buy him time potentially, but they have to not have crap loads of armor like Timber, and they need to not be decrept, and he needs to not be frostbited or disabled or whatever. There's a lot of
so many things that he has to not do, Purge.
Team has to not be dead. Yeah, there's it's a little bit scary for sure.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's like a laundry. It sounds like those commercials where it's drug reactions, you know? Like, this drug may cause this, and this. You know, that's a lot of things that poor Nefrit has to be able to do and not do in order to help win this game.
Heart's ready to go at least, so he's going to go walk on in.
Yep. As one does when he's a Bristleback. Immediately disarmed, though. The follow-up is a really nice arena coming out from Sashlo, but the BKB comes out on the back line, so they drop those Serpent Wards. BKB gets popped on Mellow Jewel as well, so Sashlo, first one to go down. They'll turn their attention now over to the to the Bristleback, and he's too tanky. They find the kill on Save, 2 already going down. And they turn this back around. This Heart's doing a lot of work, but Mellow Jewel will pop. And now it's not looking great here for this Bristleback. The Blinding Light buys him a little bit more time, but the magic damage is there as the Crystal Maid lets it go, and down goes Nefrit.
Yeah, that was Timbersaw, actually, though. Whirling Death, pure damage with that many trees. Just, I mean, you can build against it with raw HP like they did, but that amount of disable is just too much. And it feels like the real issue is that, like, once the BKB ended for OD, Bloodrite is just too big of a threat. It's like, OD can't just keep banishing himself. He has to banish and use Meteor Hammer, otherwise he's not going to be effective, but it's just really hard to find the right opportunities.
Man, I love how aggressive Save was playing there. Did you see the way he blinked up onto the high ground? Like, right afterwards, hoping he can grab someone else? It's a lot of confidence.
You have this net worth advantage. So those are the plays you got to make to help your cores get those kills.
Mm-hmm.
Cool items. Spider legs now for Pugna, looks like. And he's going Dagon. A really good way to transition Pugna, basically. You're a little squishy at times. BKB is going to help for Pugna, but once you get Dagon, it's just a lot easier to go high ground, because if somebody ever gets out of position, you just decrep Dagon them, and they take like 1,000 damage, and sometimes they die, and then you're just high ground. It's over, basically. So, good way to close this game out as Pugna. Does end up with another Shawl and Timbersaw. And he's got Bloodstone, by the way. So he's got double Spell Amp, Spell Lifesteal.
He's got the Eternal Shroud. That'll be pretty nice since he is frontlining so much.
He's got 35 spell lifesteal, plus that's amplified by
Plus
30%. So
well,
it's like closer, it's like 45, closer to 50% spell lifesteal. Any damage he's dealt that he deals, he gets about 45 of that back. So yeah, good luck killing Timber.
pretty great. I mean, to be fair, it is looking scarier, right? It's more difficult to kill Nefrit. It took a lot of time during that last fight to actually slay him, but
I think what's crucially kind of the issue is Mars's initiations have been consistently not very good. Not going Timber first.
yeah, DM is not concerned about this. Has the Lotus Orb on him. Oh, there's the Abyssal Blade. They'll immediately slow down Nefrit. And it feels like Nightfall maybe looking towards the back lines here as he goes. He grabs up the Bounty Rune, has his eyes again on Mellow Jewel, who forces the BKB up, but the BKB comes out from Nightfall, and he gets a nice bash off right off the end. Down goes Mellow Jewel. Sashlo, he's got these arenas, but he needs just a little bit more help here, as it looks like they'll be able to take down Kingslayer. The back lines will also be able to find the kill on G. Pugna blinking forward here, trying to find the opening. Looks like they'll just turn their attention now to Nefrit. They know that he's most of the damage as he'll go down. Now Sashlo trying to run away. They're trying to get some body blocks off here. Safe, waiting patiently. Final hit should be able to come in from Nightfall as they go, and they grab him up. They just hold him for a little bit, and eventually down he goes. That was some playing with your food if ever I've seen it.
They've been playing with their food since the literal first fight at the negative 30-second mark. They are just all about doing this. They're outscaling their opponents. They can taunt all they want. They're playing excellent. And the pressure continues. Now they're going to go high ground. And the crucial thing about that last fight, itemization from BP. Obviously, the net worth is a lot of it, but Bloodseeker BKBs, and he just dives after OD. He ruptures OD, OD uses BKB. He just doesn't care. He bashes him, prevents him from being annoying, and Timbersaw just runs at all of the other targets. Like, Virtual used all of his effort in that first fight just to kill a Crystal Maiden. They used Mars ulti to kill a Crystal Maiden. But they're so far behind at this point that I don't even blame him for this last fight. But certainly like some of those early mid-game fights have been a little bit weak from Mars. His initiations have felt a little bit rough. Sitting 111-4 on him right now. Maybe jumping the gun too much. It's hard to say, but it's obviously a very hard game for EXTREMUM.
You wonder a little bit how much of it is just starting to get like stressed and a bit tilt, right, too?
Yeah. But it's going to happen, but it's really hard against these really good players. They position so well. How do you find the opportunity?
Nefrit, he's smoked up, makes his way over into the pit. DM will reveal himself. The rest of the team still smoked over here on the side. And look at this movement. Look at the way that they're trying to wrap around here. As Nightfall jumping onto the back line here. We'll find Sashlo. They want to just get rid of him. They don't want to have to deal with this arena any longer. The arena does come up, but doesn't seem like it really matters because the BKB is coming out from Nightfall. They go to get shackles off over onto the Bristle on the back line, though. Mellow Jewel waiting patiently with the BKB, trying to take down Nightfall. They drop the Serpent Wards over to the side. Q, though, he's going to go down, and it looks like Mellow Jewel will be next to fall, thanks to GPK. And they're just throwing out the flamethrower over here on Nefrit, slowing him down, silencing him, doing everything that you said he just could not afford to have happen to him, Purge. And down he goes. No buyback on the Bristleback. They call GG. They've had enough on the side of EXTREMUM.